Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Auset-Heru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it as well, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And don't forget to stick around to the end because I'm going to read two of my favorite positive comments from previous videos. So, today I wanted to talk to you guys about cancel culture. Now, some of you already know what this is. As soon as you saw the title, you knew what I was talking about. And some of you might not know exactly. But let me tell you about cancel culture. I told you a long time ago, and you probably remember this from history, that there used to be a time in certain countries, England, United States, where if a person committed a crime, they were forced to stand in the town square, and it was only certain crimes, but they were forced to stand in the town square, which would be like downtown, and they had to have their hands in this wooden thing and their head in it, and they were stuck in this thing, and people could walk by and throw tomatoes and lettuce and things at them. And it was kind of like what they would call public humiliation. To me, that's what cancel culture is. It's modern day public humiliation. And I'm not 100% against cancel culture. I want to make that perfectly clear. Some people need to be canceled. If a person has a platform and they're using it to exploit women, exploit children, exploit anybody, and they're using their platform for exploitation, or if they're using their platform to harm people, to poison people, if they're lying to people, if they're using their platform in a way that's negative or harmful, sometimes they do need to be canceled, meaning they need to have their platform taken from them. I agree with this 100%. Some people do. People who are exploitative, people who are hate mongers, people like that, people who incite negativity and pain in other people, absolutely need to be canceled. The President of the United States needs to be canceled. I said that before he was the President of the United States. Why do I say that? Because in my opinion, and this again, cancel culture does have a lot to do with your own personal opinions and morals and values. That's why it does and doesn't work. But in my opinion, if you look at his track record all the way back to the 70s and 80s, he's always been crooked. Crooked, bottom line. So I feel as though he should have been canceled a long time ago. Platform taken away. But this did not happen, and we see where we ended up. So what's my problem with cancel culture? If I think that some people do deserve to be canceled, then what are we having this conversation for? We're having this conversation because I feel like the decision to cancel a person or not is problematic in two ways. The first reason why it's problematic is because people cancel too fast. This example that I gave you was decades of behavior. If you Google it, you can find decades of inappropriate behavior. Not one little incident or two little incidents or a negative comment, but decades and decades of cons, not paying people, just decades and decades of negative behavior, way before even running for the election. So to me, that shows a pattern of behavior, not just one isolated event. And I feel like people cancel too quickly. Sometimes people jump on the bandwagon of something that they don't even know if it's true or not, cancel someone before they even have all the facts. I'll give you an example. And of course, I will not say names. But there's a very famous cancellation that happened here on YouTube. And many of you know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically, I'll tell you what happened. There was a young guy who was friends with two people in their 30s. He was 19, they were in their 30s. They were all friends, so he thought. Anyway, they decided that he was too big for his britches. According to them, they said he needed a slice of humble pie the size of the Empire State Building. This was the quote from one of these people that was involved. Now, in order for this to happen, this happened like a year ago, one of the people involved did a video about this gentleman and called him all kinds of names. Said he was basically a pred. I don't want to say the word because YouTube has a tendency to demonetize when you say certain words, but let's just say they were saying that he was not a nice person and that he was preying on other people, men to be exact. He's a gay guy, and they said he was preying on other men. So this person did this video and exposed this situation, and a bunch of people, from what I understand, 3 million people canceled him. Now, mind you, this person made this video and made this statement, very horrific statements, very negative energy, but not one shed of proof. Not one. No tweets, no text message, no recording. They did not give the internet nothing but just their opinion and hearsay about this person. And 3 million people unsubscribed from this young man's Facebook channel. YouTube channel. So what's my problem with that? Well, if he was really doing what they said he was doing and they had proof of it, I would have no problems at all. But to this day, it's been a year. We've seen no receipts. We've seen nothing. There's been nothing. As a matter of fact, the young man had receipts that said the opposite. Because in the video, she was saying that there was this waiter, he was inappropriate with the waiter, and then the waiter came out with a video saying, actually, no, I was bi-curious, and we made out for an hour. So the waiter was like, no, I'm the one that told him I was interested. So it wasn't even what the person thought. The person thought he was manipulating the situation, and come to find out he was down. He was down with the cause. He was bi-curious and he wanted to have an experience. So my point is that we don't know if he is, one way or another, but without any proof and just being accused, he was canceled by 3 million people. Now, according to what I understand, he got a lot of those subscribers. Either they came back or he got new ones or something happened, because his numbers are back up now. But my point of the matter is that we quick to cancel a person and not have no facts. And I don't think that's fair. I can accuse you of anything I want and make a video about it. I can accuse you of anything I want and put on my ring light and my camera and sit here and say, you are an awful person, you did this, you did that, and not give not one receipt, and up to 3 million people might cancel you. And I just don't think that's fair. The other aspect that I don't think is fair is the public humiliation aspect of it. A lot of people just like seeing the person publicly humiliated, whether or not they deserved it or not. And those people, in my opinion, are just sad people sitting behind their computer giggling at anybody's misfortune. And for me, that's really problematic as well. The young man that I was talking about from earlier who was canceled, the 19-year-old, he told everybody, or news people, or whoever he told somebody a couple months ago that during that time he wanted to end his life. And I was like, here people are jeering and watching, and that's what he did, and he need to fall, and and the boy 19 years old damn near killed himself. So for me, it's just like, I feel like we gotta be more careful. I don't think we have to stop, because cancel culture comes out of boycotting. If somebody does something you don't like, a business does something you don't like, you stop giving them your money. I'm fine with that concept. I just want us to be more careful and make sure, number one, that we have some evidence that the person is what we said they are. Some video footage, something, like I said in the first example I gave you of the president. There's all of this information, years and years and years of inappropriate behavior that people can choose to ignore if they want to, but it's there. It's sitting right there. But with this person, there was no information. There was no receipts. And this happens very often in this cancel culture. Somebody just says something. So all I'm saying is cancel whoever you want to cancel. It's your money, it's your time, it's your energy. But make sure before you cancel them that they're guilty. Number one, make sure that they're guilty. And if you're going to cancel them, don't jeer at them, just cancel them and go about your business. Let their karma and the fact that they don't have your support anymore be enough. So I wanted to talk about that because I saw that over this weekend. There was another situation with the young man I was talking about. And all of that stuff from last year has come back to the YouTube surface. And it's even worse. I don't know if it's even worse, but it's bad. Because I think it might have been worse that time. But it's come back up and there's more speculation and more arguments about it. And I'm just watching it thinking to myself, these three grown people, because according to, we don't know who actually did the behind the scenes stuff. But the rumor is that these three grown people conspired against this 19-year-old boy. Now, he's not a innocent young boy. He's pretty fiery, but he's still a young boy. And you conspired against him without showing any evidence. Now, he very well may be what they said, because they might know things that we just don't know. Mind you, they really know this person. We just watching them on YouTube. So they might know something that we don't know. I'm willing to accept that. But what I'm not willing to accept is canceling him to that point that he almost checked out of here. And number two, with no evidence. I mean, come on. If there's evidence that the person is whatever they like, Harvey Weinstein, there was lots of evidence. Bill Cosby, there was lots of evidence. R. Kelly, lots of evidence. I canceled all of them. I canceled them from jump. I was like, nah, too much evidence. I canceled all y'all. But when there's none, that's when it bothers me. Because who's to say, and I'm in with this question, who's to say that there isn't something on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your YouTube, in one of your old documents or old video of you, that you're not proud of. And it could come up and people want to cancel you. Another thing we do is cancel people for old stuff. I don't agree with that all the time either. It depends on what it is. If you were murdering small children in the 90s, then yeah, you still culpable for all of that. You can get canceled for all of that. But if you were an idiot in the 70s and 80s and made a negative comment, but have since then shown a better character, I don't want to cancel you for something that you said 20 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. I was not so nice 20 years ago. Not at all. And I'm sure there's people around that would love to cancel me from something I said to them or did 20 years ago. Cussing them out or threatening them or something that I did. So I think about that a lot when I see people getting canceled for old stuff. And I'm like, if it shows a pattern of behavior, like you continued the behavior, I can see that. But if you did a certain kind of behavior, and all of them are not going to be eligible for this, like I said, in a case with murder, but if you did something like says something negative or cuss somebody out or call somebody a slur or something like that in the 1970s, and you've since then had no other incidents, and we in 2020, I'm like, okay, well, your behavior has not shown that you continue to do this, especially when your behavior shows the opposite. So I'm like, okay, I can forgive that. I can forgive you for being an idiot when you were 19. I was an idiot when I was 19. So I can forgive you for that in certain instances, but a lot of times we don't. As a culture, we just don't. We're just like, nah. And we don't even let it be each situation individually. We just cancel across the board. So all I'm saying is, if you're going to cancel, make sure you got some receipts. Make sure you got some receipts, and make sure it's an established pattern of behavior, not just a fluke or something stupid that happened once upon a time. Because a lot of times in those cases, it's somebody who doesn't like them. It's a hater that's just trying to take them down. Now, obviously they got the information, or they've been sitting on the information, and now they want to take them down. So I feel like that's manipulation of us. They're manipulating us to get their enemies. And I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with somebody manipulating my feelings to get back at their enemies. All right, so now we're going to take a look at some of my favorite comments. Orion's Diary. Orion's Diary, how you doing? Said, laugh out loud. My Aquarius does that, but my Aquarius chases me, and then when I give in, ghosts me. That's some Aquarius shit, man. Oh my God. I think it's a combination of she is an Aquarius and a twin flame relationship. I know for a fact she loves me because she has cried for me. Now, this particular comment I read to you guys because I wanted to point out a flaw in the last aspect of this that could get us all in trouble. She said, I know she loves me because she's cried for me. That does not mean she loves you. I'm trying to tell you. People who are narcissistic, people who are abusive, people who are emotionally manipulative, some of them can cry on demand. I took acting classes. If I really want to, I can burst into tears right now by just thinking of a very sad thought. Okay? Anybody who has acting training, anybody who's manipulative, anybody who's an abuser or a narcissist will cry. Crying is one of the things that people do to emotionally manipulate you. So sometimes a person cries, and that does show that they have feelings. And sometimes they're trying to make you think they have feelings. So you got to be really, really careful with that. And also the twin flame aspect, you got to be careful with that too. And I have actually a video next week that's coming out where I talk a lot about the twin flame. But you got to be careful with that because sometimes you think somebody's your twin flame and they're not. I've seen this happen a lot. I'm telling you, we have a culture that is very open to twin flames, but a lot of people don't understand what a twin flame really is. So they're open to the concept, and some of the times they even get abused because of it. So you got to be really careful with that. Those last two concepts, be really careful with them, especially that crying, because I know a lot of people that can cry on demand. I know YouTubers that do it every week. They do it every video, as a matter of fact. I saw one who was explaining how to do it, and he was saying he takes onions and rubs them on his eyes, and that makes him cry, and that makes his eyes red. And I was like, wow, you sneaky son of a gun. And then S. Sadi, hey S. Sadi, said, I looked up 4 because it blew my mind. I am born on February the 4th, and 4 is my favorite number. The internet says the lucky number most favorite of the Aquarius born people is 4. So that's our number, guys. I didn't know that. Somebody told me this, and this is what she's responding to. Somebody told me this in the comment section. So you can Google this for yourself, but they're telling us that 4. And it makes sense to me because I like 4s and I see 4s a lot, especially 444. And it says 4, 13. 13 is definitely my number. That's the day I was born. 22, 31, 40, 51, and 71. are also of larger importance in the life of the Aquarius. I had no idea. I had no idea either. That's something I've never seen anywhere, so that's very, very interesting. Thank you for pointing that out. Alright guys, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and come back soon because I got a lot more to say. See you later.